Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Deep Rock Galactic. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zarel. Let's get to it. Alright, so today we're doing the deep dive, codenamed Feral Gate. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. The deep dive is 3 stages, and stage number 1 has the modifier lethal enemies, extracting Morkite, and collecting alien eggs. 2 alien eggs. Alien eggs are in the walls or the ceilings. They're the red and purple kind of mush that you see here. And there'll be kind of a glowing, pulsing red spot somewhere on it, and that'll tell you where the egg is at. Pick up the egg and drop it into the mule. Now, whenever you take one of the eggs, the enemies, the bugs, are gonna come after you. Whether it is a swarm or not is kind of up to chance. With 2 eggs, you have probably 1 out of the 2 is gonna spawn a swarm. Plus, you have time swarms after every so often, so be aware of that. Now, lethal enemies means that all of the bugs' melee attacks do more damage. So do be aware of that. So don't get surrounded by them. They will take you out very, very quickly. So once you get all of the Morkite and all the alien eggs, then you're ready to go. The Morkite, even without a light, kind of has a shimmer on the walls. So even if you don't have a light, you can still see it, but not as well. So it's better to have flares or some sort of lighting to help you see where it's at. And of course, you'll want to get Morkite, not Morkite, Nitra and Gold as well. Gold gives you more credits at the end of the stage, at the end of the deep dive, and then Nitra lets you call in resupply pods, which will cost you 80 Nitra every time that you do so. So if you have plenty of Nitra, then you will be able to get plenty of ammo and you won't have to worry about running down or running out. Alright, so if you beat the mule back to the drop pod, then you'll just have to wait for it to dock, for the gate to open and unlock, and you can move on to the next stage. If you would rather, you can follow the mule back, and then as soon as you get there, you should be able to pop in and move on to stage number 2, which is where we're headed right now. Now, I should let you know that the deep dive is a 3-stage raid-like environment that you can play either solo, by yourself with help of Bosco, or you can play with up to 3 other friends, either match made or people off of your friends list. So stage 2 of the deep dive has you collecting 4 alien eggs instead of 2 alien eggs and a black box. We've already gone through the alien eggs, so the black box will be pulsating kind of a green light, and then you have to repair it, and then you have to do this zone control. You have to stay within the bubble and defend against the waves of bugs that are going to be coming after you. And the more people that are within the bubble, the faster it'll go. Obviously, if you're playing only solo, you're the only one that can be there. Don't go outside the bubble because your progress will go backwards. You'll start losing progression, and if it gets down to 0, you lose. Now, if you lose at any point in the deep dive, you'll have to start over from scratch, from stage number 1. So don't do it, especially once you get to stage 2 or stage 3. Alright, so get the alien eggs, put them in the mule, get the gold Nitra, put it in the mule, call in resupply drops when you need to. When you get down to 50% or less, if you're playing solo, I'd say probably do You know, when you're getting really, really low, when you're down to maybe 10%, 20% or less, because then you can just grab 2 right off the bat. There'll be 2 more. Go back if you need to and get any more, if possible, which is not always possible depending on the stage, just to top off all of your you know, traversal tools, grenades, ammo, etc. So top off, and of course every time you pick up ammo you also get health back, and then make a beeline back to the drop pod, probably with help of your traversal tools, as this stage tends to be more vertical in nature, so you have to go not only across, but you'll also have to go up or down, depending on where you call in the drop pod. Make your way back to the drop pod and get out to the last and final stage. Now, everything carries over from one stage to the next, which is why it's important to top off if there's still ammo available to be picked up, because all of your grenades, your health, everything that is in your pockets that you've not deposited in the mule will carry over from one stage to the next. All right, now we're on to the third stage and final stage of the deep dive, and what a doozy it is. So much like stage number 1, you've got Morkite and alien eggs to get. This time around, though, you've got the modifiers low gravity and low oxygen. Now, this is the one benefit of playing solo. You don't have to worry about people competing for the mule in order to keep your oxygen levels up. So this stage, the air in the cavern is toxic, so you have to rely on your oxygen that is in your on your back, which is not very much. It's only about a minute, and then your resupply pods and the mule have more oxygen to fill that back up, so you have to constantly be refilling it. Otherwise, keep your eyes open for Morkite all over the place, and then of course the terrain scanner will have where the eggs are at, and go for those eggs. And then once you get it, get on out, and hopefully you have plenty of nitra, both so you don't have to worry about running out of grenades or ammo, but also every resupply pod has oxygen on it. So when you're making your way back to the drop pod, if you're not lock in step with that mule, you're going to run out of oxygen pretty quick. Like I said, about a minute, and then you'll be out and you'll start losing health. So if you get to the point where you need oxygen, and don't wait until you're almost out, right about halfway, and once you're down to about half a tank, then you say, oh, I'm not close enough to the drop pod, because the drop pod does have oxygen. It's time to call in for a resupply pod. But hopefully you'll have no problems sharing the oxygen. If you're playing with other people, if you're by yourself, is not as big of a deal, because you're the only one that needs the oxygen. Bosco doesn't need it. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
The air is getting heavy. Steve gave his life for me. Thank you, Steve. Let's head for the drop. Resupply ordered.
Hang in there. Supplies are on the way.
I ordered a resupply.
Roger that. Supplies are coming.
Resupply ordered.
Supply pod requisitioned. Launching now.
Resupply arrived. Go restock. Lloyd! Time to restock.
The mule is secured. Initiating launch sequence. Deep Rock Galactic thanks you for your good work. Drop pod will leave with or without you. Extraction commencing. Good work.
What do we have here?